intersection. You walk down those stairs, you get on the Riverwalk, walk along the riverfront all the way out to the harbor, along the riverfront. And from the harbor, you can walk along the entire coastline of the city of Chicago, because our entire coast, the whole thing is one giant public park. It's not about lakefront mansions or warehouses, it's all a public space. I think that's really cool. You don't get that in a lot of major cities. So definitely check it out while you're here. And the riverfront is going to be kind of an extension of that. And now above the Riverwalk, you got that green building with the curved glass front. That is 333 Wacker. And that's designed what is called contextualism. We're trying to get some of the context of the city represented in it. So that green color, the curvature, is designed to match the color and curvature of the river. Gray lines are designed to mimic Chicago's street system, which is built on a grid. It's designed to literally reflect Chicago. Most Chicago of all is in Ferris Bueller's Day Off. That's where his daddy lives. That's what you gotta know. Over here on our right, we have this section of the Riverwalk. And this section of the Riverwalk, as we go under each bridge, you can see the Riverwalk kind of changes theme a little bit each time. This one's going to be a little bit more nature-oriented. You got these floating gardens here. It actually goes up and down with the level of the Chicago River, which I think is a very cool idea. Actually designed to help local native wildlife in the river. We got a little bar down here as well now. You see a lot of people fishing over here, which is actually something you can do now. When I was a kid, you couldn't really fish in the Chicago River. The river has improved enough that we now have 70 different species of fish that are currently thriving in the river. Though the EPA does say you probably shouldn't eat those fish. Just for sport. Totally fine for sport. Anything else might be a little too risky still. We still have a lot of improvement to go. And here on our right, you have this section of the Riverwalk with these 0-point fountains you can run through. That dog is apparently enjoying right now. You got these boat docks down here. You got Toronto. And above it, you have the very boringly named Builders Building. The right part of that building was built in the 1980s. The left part was built in the 1930s. I like to use that to kind of illustrate how styles have changed over time. See, the left part is very decorative and showy and flashy. The right part is very clean and sleek. And both of those styles have very strong roots in Chicago's architectural history. The neoclassical style, represented on the left part, that starts in the 1893 World's Fair in Chicago. We kind of resurrected it, repopularized that style. And that more modern look comes largely from the work of East Snyder. We can talk more about him in a minute. And here on our right, you got this section of the Riverwalk, like an auditorium. These stairs that you can walk down also become seats. There's also a wheelchair ramp woven right in the middle of it, which is very cool. There's a blue building with a balcony about halfway up above it. That was 111 Wacker. It was originally going to be a luxury hotel, and due to the 2008 financial crisis, they couldn't even finish the building. Got 25 Fuller's Fund, and then the company goes under. They have to sell the lot to another company. That company decides instead to build luxury housing. So the rooms are still small like hotel rooms, but the prices, they aren't. A 3-bedroom in there is, wait for it, $12,000 a month. Yes, absolutely. That's an apartment, it's not a condo. You don't have anything at the end of that contract. So if you take anything away from this tour, do not live at 111 Wacker. There are cheaper luxury houses around here. Now over here on our right, you got this tall black building. That is the Leo Burnett building. And those corners are popped out like that to give them 33% more corner offices. That would be the Leo Burnett Advertising Agency. Came up with a lot of well-known ad campaigns like the Marlboro Man, Green Giant, Snap, Crackle and Pop, Toucan Sam, Tony the Tiger. They also employed a man by the name of Draper Daniels, who eventually moved out on his own to start his own firm called the Draper Daniels Advertising Agency. That's where you get the name Don Draper from Mad Men, where it's based loosely on an ad executive out here. Now, ahead of us on our right, you got this green building with that gold top. That is the Carbon and Carbide building. It was built by the Burnham brothers. And that gold top is actual gold, 24 karat gold lining the top of that structure right there. That's why it looks so unique when you have the sun shining off of it. It is actual gold up there. And that was renovated into the Hard Rock Hotel in 2004. And we didn't even know it was green. Like, when I was a kid, we had no idea. The building had become kind of gray over the years, because after the era of where you're actually burning coal, become covered in soot, we didn't realize it was not gray. But when they cleaned it off to turn it into Hard Rock, we have this green and gold skyscraper right here. And the Burnham brothers had apparently designed it with that color scheme and that specific style to it, so that building would look like a giant bottle of champagne as their way to protest prohibition. because I don't know if you know about Prohibition in Chicago, but did not go great. For example, the Jewelers building on our right with the domes in the corners, that dome at the very top. That top dome was originally a speakeasy called the Stratosphere Lounge, supposedly run by Capone's office directly. And if you want to get something like that shut down during Prohibition, I would say good luck. If you want to complain to the mayor or the chief of police at the time, give you one guess where you would find them. And this next building, Royal Sonesta Hotel, has this penthouse at the very top of it. A lot of you have seen before. In the movie The Dark Knight, that penthouse is where Bruce Wayne lived. Fundraising